Today marks 1 year since the most restrictive abortion bill in a generation passed in the state legislature. And its full impact in North Carolina is becoming more clear. Who's most impacted and what's next in the fight over access? I talked to abortion providers and to an anti-abortion advocate to find out.
Hearing none, question for the Senate is a passage.
It took 2 weeks for the state legislature to undo decades of abortion rights in North Carolina last year. In the months since, abortion providers like OBGYN Amy Bryant find themselves facing difficult decisions every day.
It is just so detrimental to patient care and the patient-physician relationship to have these bans in place.
Dr. Bryant has provided abortion care at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Chapel Hill for 15 years. She recalls one difficult conversation with a single mom of 2 who fell just outside of 12 weeks.
And it was just, both of us were sitting in the room crying, like, oh. It's just so hard to be able to know you could care for someone and to have to turn them away. And I don't know what happened to her.
The state's abortion law makes it illegal to get or provide an abortion after 12 weeks of pregnancy, with few exceptions. It requires 2 in-person visits, and it puts in place the longest waiting period in the country between those visits, tied only with Utah at 72 hours. Dr. Bryant says most of her patients are working mothers, so dedicating up to 5 days is often not possible.
Who does this affect the most?
Well, it clearly affects the most the people who are the most vulnerable and marginalized, those who have the least access to health care in the first place.
We should be concerned about helping women choose life instead of choosing abortion.
Tammy Fitzgerald with North Carolina Values Coalition is proud of the advocacy that helped lead to the state's abortion law. But she wants more restrictions.
We believe that 12 weeks is too long. Most abortions in North Carolina, 90% of abortions are done before 12 weeks of pregnancy.
In cases of women with dangerous complications in their pregnancy, there are 3 exceptions to the 12-week limit: for rape or incest, a life-limiting fetal anomaly, or to protect the life of the mother. The state is notified about each exception. Names and addresses are not included on these forms. Dr. Bryant also says she hasn't yet been turned down for an exception by the state.
The fact that it's more difficult is also the point of this law. Is it working?
Ironically, I don't think it is. There is demand for abortion.
It's interesting, Fitzgerald agreed with that, saying despite these bans nationwide, abortion numbers are just not yet going down. And I did dig into those numbers, and I have much more from those interviews with Dr. Bryant and Fitzgerald right now on WRAL.com.